Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is so lovely to see you today. In this video we are going to be creating a piece of art for Archangel Michael, so grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. Hello my loves, and here we are. I've got a canvas and I'm just drawing the one wing. With this idea I wanted to do the sword and shield of Archangel Michael in the middle and then the wings either side. Now again, I am learning, but I think this came out really well considering my skill level. I was quite pleased with myself. But this is a painting for Archangel Michael, who I've worked with for most of my life. I've always loved the angels and archangels, so it's been really great to step into that even deeper as my practice has involved him a lot. We've done a lot of work together and it was about time that I did some art for him. So Michael is the Archangel of justice, protection, courage, truth, integrity, and he is a psychopomp, which means he helps people as they pass from this life to the next. So he is really, really important to me as I work with my ancestors. Here I am drawing out the shield and sword. The shield shape came to me in a meditation I did with Archangel Michael, so that is the one that I'm drawing. But if you look through artwork of Michael throughout the ages, you'll see many different representations and artistic endeavours to try and show his incredible shield and sword. I kind of wish I made this sword a little bit longer. Again, that comes from me just needing to work on my skills. So now I'm taking a very light blue acrylic that I've made up with white and like a royal blue, and I'm trying to go with the flow a little bit on this one and trying really hard to make it look like wings tapering off to the sides. This did take a little bit of brainstorming between me and my husband, who's been working with art and art materials for a long time, but I came up with this way of doing a base layer where I'm just like heading off the page with the paint almost running out as I reach the side, and then going over it in like a back and forwards motion, kind of like when you're mixing paint up, and that left it very textured. I hope you'll be able to see that in the end, but it came out really well. It ended up looking really good. Now I know that in America the predominant colour for Archangel Michael is red, but here in the UK it's actually blue. Pale blue is his colour, and so I definitely always found it so strange that people used reds and golds when here in England it's like blues and silvers for him. So always check culturally what has been associated with your deities rather than just going with what people say online. You have to really do your research. Archangel Michael is worshipped all over the world and in many different religions, from Catholicism to Judaism and Islam. So he's somebody that is very powerful and known throughout the world, but his correspondences and things associated with him can change depending on where you live. So definitely make sure that you look into those things. Don't just follow what everyone else is doing. Basically all I'm saying is to do your research. I think it's amazing to be able to work with Archangel Michael. He's just an incredible deity. So here's what I'm talking about with adding the texture. I'm just kind of going backwards and forwards and using both sides. It looks a little bit like feathers to me. Let me know what you think. I don't know how I feel about it, but I thought it came out really nice when it was dry. That texture remained, and it does look like feathers. So I was quite pleased with myself, to be honest, because as you all know, I am a beginner artist and I haven't worked much with acrylics and things. So I was really pleased with myself when my idea to just like mash it on there, it did actually end up looking like wings. And I have seen things like oil paintings and acrylic paintings before, and they have a lot of texture to them, and that's why I really enjoy working with them. I always thought I'd enjoy watercolour more because watercolour looks easier, but what has actually happened is I've just really enjoyed the playing with textures and things that you can get with acrylics. It's just so fun. And I love this texture and how it came out. So let me know what you think. So I think it does look like feathers, just a little bit. I didn't want to go and draw feathers on there because I thought that would be a bit on the nose, so to speak. So here I need to draw the cross on the shield. I'm not a Christian anymore. I'm not adverse to Christianity. It's just not my jam. But he is a Christian deity. And so I wanted to add the cross. It is featured on many paintings over the centuries. And so I kind of wanted to do a really old-fashioned cross. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about how this came out. But I am pleased that I tried to do fancy ends, you know. I wanted it to look like a fancy Christian cross, which I saw a lot growing up. I was lucky enough to grow up in a really lovely church with a really lovely Christian grandmother, and I had good feelings about Christianity. I wanted to be a nun at one point in my life, but yeah, that didn't work out. Anyway, I drew my cross using a cassette box, you know, for tape, music tape. Yeah, I'm classy like that. Now I'm mixing some black, just a little spot of black with some white, and this is to make a lovely grey for the sword and also for the shield. I just thought bringing the silver that is associated with Michael in Christianity in England would be the best way of doing it. So I made this really lovely silver, and then here I am painting the shield. I was really pleased with myself. This project came out really nice. I definitely spent a lot of time thinking about Michael, thinking about my grandmother, thinking about my youth in Christian churches and how much I just loved it. One side of my family is Protestant, the other is Catholic, and if anybody knows anything about, you know, how that's gone between the Catholics and Protestants in the UK as a whole, it's always been a bit controversial. I was lucky enough to be allowed to choose which faith I wanted to grow up in, and I eventually chose Protestant, or Church of England as it's also known, and the Archangels always fascinated me. I often saw beings in my bedroom when I was a child. I had a lot of very prophetic and very scary dreams as a child, and I would often call on the angels to protect me at night, and I often pictured Michael on guard, keeping me safe, and I think that's just naturally how we connected. I assume I worked with him in other lives that I've lived. I don't know. I am a believer in reincarnation, but he's always been around, and I've loved working with him in my witchcraft practice as well. I've used him a lot in stepping into that energy of knowing my self-worth and knowing that I can actually control who's in my life. I've had a lot of bad experiences in my life that I'm not going to go through, but it's just been lovely to step into the energy of the people that have treated me badly and made me feel badly, don't deserve to be in my space. And really stepping into that energy of I control my boundaries, you do not. That has been amazing. And then Hecate came to work with me, and she was like, oh, I am sorting this out. So the two of them have been really helping me to love myself enough to have boundaries, and to love myself enough to just keep the good people in my life. And I have some amazing friends now, and I have some amazing results by stepping into that energy. And people who used to treat me badly have been treating me a little bit nicer. recently, which has been really nice. So I wanted to create this painting as kind of a gift back to him. And I know many of the saints, because I have this fascination with the saints, a lot of them like to have public thank yous. And so I thought painting this painting would be a lovely public thank you to Archangel Michael. And here I am just colouring in brown, a nice warm brown, the handle of his sword. Yeah, Henry Cavill is my Archangel Michael, and that's interesting, I know, but he fits him very well, and I have pictures up which you'll see at the end. I made a picture, like a wallpaper, of Archangel Michael using Henry Cavill, and he seems to like it, so there you go. Here I am just colouring in the cross with gold paint, and again this gold paint is just real basic Store's Own brand. It's from Hobbycraft, and highly recommend it. If you do 2 layers of the paint, it has all sparkles in it and it just looks absolutely beautiful. I know many people who practice as witches are kind of adverse to Christianity, especially I hear of this in America, where you have the Bible Belt, which is full of people who are really into evangelical practices, so they're into sharing their faith a lot more, and we can be vilified a lot by people in those sorts of faiths. So I understand if you feel a little bit like, why is she putting a cross on this if it's part of your practice? But Archangel Michael is predominantly known for being a Christian deity, and so I have to kind of acknowledge that. Here I am painting that beautiful gold paint in the background, and this is really the last stage. Is just painting the gold everywhere. I definitely made sure to be careful that I didn't ruin the lovely texture that I had for the wings. I think I managed to make them look like they were fading off the page. Look quite good. What are your thoughts? I think it looks alright, I'll be honest with you. And this painting's now hung in my altar room, where I do a lot of witchcraft and a lot of work with my deities and ancestors, and it's hung over where I have my Archangel Michael section of the altar, because he shares the altar space with Hecate and Diana, and they all seem to get on pretty good. They're all psychopomps. They all work a lot with my ancestors and helping people to pass from this life to the next. And it's really strange working with 3 death deities and not really doing a lot of like death magic. But I do work with my ancestors a lot, and working with your ancestors, they are spirits who've passed. So I think that's where the connection for me comes in. I just love this gold paint, don't you? It's just so beautiful, and I love how well it blended in down the sides to look like the wings were fading into the background. That was what I was going for anyway. I'm still learning, and I definitely feel like this is something that I would never have tried doing in the past. Now I'm in my 40s, I've got that kind of, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm gonna learn that skill, I'm going to do that thing. And I think that again comes from working with deities like Archangel Michael, who really challenge you to set your boundaries and look for ways to be your true authentic self. And I never thought I would be an arty person. I was always told, you're not an artist, you can't do this. And look at me now, I'm doing paintings. And I'm absolutely loving it. I really am. I've done quite a few art projects here on the channel so far, and I'm really loving it. So a link to that playlist down below, so you can grab a cup of tea and put your feet up and carry on watching some more arty kind of videos if that's your jam. I hope it is, because I've loved stepping into this, and I know it's very different to my older content, but I think as long as you're open to it and give me a chance, you can see me step into this sort of thing. And creating sacred paintings for deities has been done for as long as we have been humaning, even going back to cave paintings and sigil creation and things like that. It's all done because we are natural artists, we are naturally drawn to that, and I think it's so beautiful to give your time by doing a painting or a picture for a deity. I have got already a video doing Hecate's painting, and there will be in the future coming a painting for Diana as well. I don't know what I'm going to do for Diana. I really want to do a painting of a stag, but I think that's something for my future self, because I don't think I'm quite got the skills just yet. We are just finishing up now this painting, doing a second coat of the gold. I just love this paint. I highly recommend the Hobbycraft's own brand of paint. The acrylics, really nice to work with, and I'm looking forward to in the future getting the silver, because I love silver and gold. I just think it finishes things off. Let me know if you're addicted to shiny things as well, because I definitely am. And here I'm just adding the gold round the edge, round the side of the painting. I don't know if you can just see along the bottom. That's just to finish it off. I didn't like with past paintings that I've done on these canvases how the side's just white. I didn't like that, so I'm just painting around the side. Let me know if you do that. And now I'm just adding silver stripes and going over the handle in a silver pen to finish it off. And there is the finished painting. And while you just check out a close-up of the finished painting, I just want to send a huge shout out to my wonderful Patreons who keep me going here on the channel. So thank you to Ravin, thank you to Kirsty Nelms, who very kindly did all of my branding. Links to her are down below. Also thank you to Margaret Finlay, thank you to Sarah O'Donoghue, who keeps us safe in the Patreon server, and thank you to Lindsay Winstanley. You all keep me going. I am so thankful. It's just £2 a month, so if you'd like to join us over there, check the links down below. No pressure, but it would very much help me. So here is the finished piece. I think it came out so nice. It's different to what is in my head. Like, I feel like my skills aren't quite good enough to get what's in my head onto the page, but I really love how this has come out. I think it's going to look so beautiful on my wall. I will take a picture so that you can see it on the wall. But yeah, it's Archangel Michael's wings and his shield and sword, and I'm really pleased with it. I think it came out really, really nice. When you get close up to it, you can see the feathers and things. It's just come out really, really nice, so I'm so pleased. Let me know what you think down below. I always love to talk to you. I love to hear what you're thinking and feeling. How is my art journey going, and how could I improve? If you've got any tips and tricks, definitely let me know down below. While you're down there, please leave this video a cheeky little like so I know and the YouTuberverse knows that you enjoyed it, and they will spread it out just that little bit more. And if you've made it this far in the video and you enjoy my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here on Fridays, but sometimes on a Monday. It just depends what's going on. Take care everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful, magical week. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.